Case transfer. If you're a DV lottery winner, I believe you may have heard this word, case transfer. All right, we may be using it incorrectly, but mostly if you're a DV lottery winner, when we talk about case transfer, we are really talking about you taking your interview to another country, right? Those who are not in DV lottery, case transfer actually means something different. Case transfer in the Foreign Affairs Manual actually means that your case will be at an embassy. Your case has already been scheduled for an interview in one embassy, and then you're asking your embassy, the one that currently has your case, to move it to another country for your interview to be conducted over there. But if you're a DV lottery winner, when we use the term case transfer, we are talking about your case has not been scheduled yet. We are talking about embassy reassignment. Basically, when you were filling your DS-260, you had to choose an embassy. Your default embassy is going to be the embassy that is located in the country that you chose, that you live in, okay? On your DV lottery registration, that is going to be your default embassy. This embassy is also the country where you'll be going for your interview. It's also on your DV lottery winning letter. So if you said you were living in Ghana, it is going to indicate that the post will be in Accra, which is the embassy in Accra. We are all aware that since COVID-19, there are different performances in various embassies. There are some embassies that are doing very well, meaning they are adjudicating a lot of cases, and then there are some embassies that are doing less, okay? Now, we are only concerned about DV lottery. We are not concerned about student visa. We are not concerned about whatever other types of visa they are dealing with. All of the embassies have 30 days. We all have 30 days calendar or 31 days calendar, okay? Now, some embassies are adjudicating like hundreds of cases per month, while some embassies are doing like in the tens, like 20, 30, 15, right? So it's obvious that if you're a DV lottery winner and you find yourself in an embassy that is just accepting cases in the tens, right? While there are some embassies that are taking cases in the hundreds, you'll be concerned that more people are going to get their interviews at the embassies that are accepting more cases than the ones that are not accepting more cases. And then the other thing is that some of the embassies that are not accepting more cases, you have to look at the number of selectees and their families in those countries. All right. So if you're a DV lottery winner, you are concerned whether you will get an interview or not. In recent years, State Department has updated their instructions to include that interview is not guaranteed. Obtaining interview is not guaranteed. It used not to be in their requirement, but of course, since COVID-19 and then the lawsuit that some DV lottery winner took the State Department on, is caused them to make that update in the rules that obtaining an interview is not guaranteed. It used to be just visa is not guaranteed, which we all know that visa is never guaranteed. But to say that interview is not guaranteed, that means that you, a DV lottery winner, you must do your very best to make sure that you get an interview. So, how do you determine, which embassies to pick, which embassies not to pick? Guys, that is something that you have to do a little bit of work. There's a website, that will give you statistics. You can go to the State Department website to look at some of the statistics of the number of visas that have been issued, and then put all those things together and determine whether your embassy is performing well or not performing well. All right. Now, how do you change your case? How do you really transfer your case to another embassy? Okay. Now, to transfer your case to another embassy, it used to be easy. At first, let's say you're a DV lottery winner, you pick your default embassy, the embassy located in the country that you reside in. Okay, you said you reside in during the DV lottery registration, but now you've realized that that embassy is very slow, so you want to take your case to another place. Now, at first, you will just have to go send an email to KCC, tell them that you want to move your case to another country because of this and that. embassy is delaying in the process, or your embassy is very slow, so you want to move your case there, at first you didn't have to say a lot, and then KCC will make the adjustment for you, will make the changes for you. Then it got to a time that message wasn't enough. When you say that your embassy is not performing well, KCC will not do anything because it wasn't good enough reason. So now people were making updates to their address. Okay, people will update the address that if I live in Cote d'Ivoire right now, guess what? KCC knows that I have changed jurisdiction. So now the embassy that should be holding jurisdiction over my case should be the U.S. Embassy in Abidjan, not Ghana, right? So those things also worked for a little while. And then it got to a point that there are some people who will give an address in, say, Abidjan, but they still live in their home country. And they have not researched about how they are going to move to Abidjan. They don't know that, okay, in Abidjan, do I need to get a visa to go there? Do I need a permit to stay in that country? So there are people who are just moving their cases to other countries without doing that kind of due diligence, doing the background investigation to make sure that when their case is moved to that country, they'll be able to go there for their interview. So there were several people who transferred their case to countries that they had no idea that they couldn't get visa to. Some people transferred their cases to countries and then later realized that they could not take time off to go to that country. They realized that plane ticket was too expensive. Now they don't want to go. So you have to now contact KCC for them to, try to move your case back. It was just like ill preparedness of these people. These people did not really prepare well before they transferred their case. They did not think really well through their decision before they made those decisions. So now it's become a little difficult for you to transfer your case. Now, even people who live in certain countries, who have relocated to certain countries, when you are transferring your case, it's like you have to give a whole lot of information. Example, if you are in UK and you want to transfer your case to the US Embassy in London, and you say you work there, you need to give them your work visa, or you need to give them the name of the employer, the company that employs you over there, before they can finally accept your case transfer. So now, case transfer is not that easy. But if you want to transfer your case, okay, if you have submitted your DS2EC already, and now the only thing you can do is to transfer your case, then what I will encourage you to do is that if you're going to do transfer, you have to make sure that you are in that jurisdiction. You have to convince that you live in that place. If you cannot convince them you live in that place, then your chances of getting that accepted is going to be very small. Even with that, even people who live in some countries and they are submitted, even that, sometimes they get rejected. So if you're going to transfer your case to an embassy, please make sure you give them enough evidence. I know somebody is able to do the case transfer and then they give you the template that this is it. And some of you just write the same thing. My people, the same trick cannot work on the same monkey all the time, all right? Sometimes you have to put a little bit of thought into what you're typing. You have to change the message a little bit. Not because somebody gave you this, can you give me whatever you sent to KC for them to transfer your case? Can you give me that thing? The person gives to you and then you just send the same message. Come on now. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of work. Be smart. Think outside of the box. All right? But if you're somebody who is now submitting your DS260, this will be a good time. Those of you who have submitted like DV 2025, where you can still request to unlock. If it's possible for you to change your interview location, this will be a good time for you to look at the data and determine whether you want to transfer your case. I am not the one to tell you that transfer your case to this country, but looking at your circumstances, if you feel that you have a better shot of getting interviews at another embassy, if that is what you want to do, then go ahead and do it as soon as possible, because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes for you to get those privileges. All right. So when you hear about case transfer in DV lottery, this is what we are talking about. Your embassy is very slow, And so now you want another embassy that is working faster, then an embassy that has high performance to adjudicate your case. So you want to remove jurisdiction from one embassy to another embassy. And in that circumstance, if you DV 2025 and you can request unlock that you need to make update to your case, if you go in there and it allows you to make update to your embassy, and you're somebody who is thinking of transferring your case, then this might be a good time for you to do it. But if you feel that you are okay, you don't need to change your embassy, that is also that is okay. Remember, it's all your decision. You have to make the right decision for yourself. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around watching this video. If you have more questions, put them down in the comment section below. I hope I was able to address this issue. I'm not sure, but if there's anything missing from this video and you want me to talk more about it, please put that down in the comment section below. Share this video with your friends and families. I love you guys. God be with you. I'll see you on my next video. My name is Sikia.